What's up, Bay Area? Welcome to Talk Back, representing your issues, your voices, your words, and your concerns, looking at local art and politics in your neighborhood. And here's your hosts, Anthony and Michelle.
What up, Bay Area? Welcome back to another episode of Talk Back.
Hey, how you guys doing out there? Thanks for tuning in to Talk Back. We're always happy to have you here.
That's right, always. So how you feeling today?
Today, I'm always spazzed out on the show, you guys. You guys know I'm always like dorky and smiling and stuff, but I'm gonna try not to smile too much because I do want to give my respect out to everybody out there and let you guys know here from PCTV that we're dedicating this show to all the local youth who have lost their lives to violence here in the Bay Area. But we also want to remind all of you guys that there's a lot of positive programs out there that are reminding all of us that we're here also to celebrate life and to prevent violence.
And so today we have a serious subject, but today, again, we're going to celebrate all the youth out there that are involved in these programs and doing something positive out there. So, this is more on an upbeat, positive vibe.
It's Talk Back, baby.
That's right.
We try to keep it positive over here. So we don't want to bring it down too much, but.
Okay, so these programs you can check us out at talkbackcentral.com, get more information on these programs, and see how you can get involved.
Yeah, and you'll see it all in the feature that we're going to, get you to in a bit here. But also, we have got some great guests. We have Jose Rodriguez, who's here with us from San Francisco City College, and he actually works for a great program called Second Chances.
That's right, EOPS Second Chance at San Francisco City College. And then also we're going to have Michael Torres. He is the chair of the Performing Arts Department at Laney College. I hope I got that title right, but regardless, he's the director of Legacy of Loishe.
Which you guys definitely have to check out.
That's right, and you're going to see some in the feature. And that actually, the feature's happening right now, so check it out, and we'll be right back.
Ciao.
Wake up, nothing's what it seems. Wake up, reality is what you say. Wake up, you can mold your life like clay.
I'm Charity Tews. We're here at St. Columbia Church, where Pastor Jason Landenza has put up these crosses for the last several years to memorialize the youth that have lost their lives to homicide in the East Bay. This is one solemn form of activism that asks, please stop the violence. In this segment, we'll be looking at several different organizations that work to stop and prevent violence in the East Bay by incorporating arts, education, and bringing youth off the streets.
Streetside Productions is a video production training program for high school age youth. It's an internship where we train them in all the basic skills in video production to make documentary movies. We've been doing it now for about 4 to 5 years strong, and it's a great program. It gives people, the young people, the skills they need to build a story from the beginning to end. So we work on them on how to develop the stories, how to do the pre to post-production. We teach them how to pick up cameras and how to use them, how to do sound, how to use lights, and in the end create a story that allows them to express themselves and just talk about their own opinions and perspectives on things. I say ultimately that's what it is. It's a way to empower them to create a voice for themselves and just to kind of share the stories that they have with people.
Every year in Oakland, the most popular news story is the death count. Those who have been killed by violence. In 2003, there were 114 homicides in Oakland. In early October 2004, there were 68 people who have been killed by violence.
When they killed my cousin, they killed a part of me too. After we found out it was really her, we walked around the corner to the van. As I got right up on the van, I felt weak in the knees. I almost fell to the ground. I could barely stand up, and there was blood. Her blood. It felt like my blood. My beautiful cousin is dead, and I can never, ever be with her again.
Why did I survive? My cousin didn't. Why did I survive? Her sister didn't. Why did I survive? All these people didn't. Aren't we supposed to be the future?
I'm here with Javier Reyes, who was previously an actor with Legacy for Luisha and has contributed several pieces of writing to the current version. Can you tell us what was going on in your life that got you originally involved in this project?
Basically, there's a lot of homicides. That's when officially the budget cuts start kicking in. They start cutting all the after-school programs. So you start seeing the effects of the war abroad, and then that's when they started to hit the fan, and it was like, it was the domino effect, and the dominoes hit really hard, and then it started picking up momentum too fast, and that's what basically happened and captured in 2003 the back-to-back 100-year homicides out here.
This is the Love Life Foundation's After School Media Training Academy. The acronym is LAMTA. And we teach radio and television broadcasting here to students, and we also air what they do in the class, the parts that come out in good shape. We air it on KPOO 89.5, and there's also sometimes we air stuff on KPFA 94.1, as well as KMTP Channel 32 in San Francisco. You know, we really try to just give young people a foundation and teach them a marketable skill, as well as help them with their homework, tutor them, and just, you know, create constructive, positive individuals that can make a positive contribution to the community.
I will always be involved with Love Life Foundation because this is one of my favorite programs to go to now.
We always do shocking stories on air. It's about stories that are really bad and just shows you, you know, it tells you what's going on in the world. That's what we do.
Roll camera. Take. Roll tape.
Take, bro. Okay, take two.
Take two.
Throughout the academic year, the Oakland Public Library hosts PASS, Partners for Achieving School Success, Tuesday through Thursday, 2:30 through 5:15 p.m. at various branches. Students are assisted by trained high school mentors.
Wake up, positivity's the only way. Wake up, without God you will fade.
We target 6th grade middle schools that feed into the high schools that we work at. So the high school students are going into the middle schools as role models and teaching a violence prevention curriculum. So now our curriculum is 6 sessions. We go on for 6 weeks around the root causes of violence, gun violence, gang violence, 2 sessions of family and dating violence, and drugs and alcohol and its relationship to violence.
I've seen a lot of violence in my community. I want to make a change, you know, and I think by joining TNT and going to the 6th graders, you know, to the middle school kids, I think that we're going to catch them at the right time, because when they go to middle school, that's when everything starts. That's when gangs come to them, all kind of stuff comes to them at that age.
Any after-school program is violence prevention. I've definitely seen the way we recruit students is we walk down the halls with pizza at the beginning of the school year. We're not recruiting kids with certain GPAs, leaders in the school. We want kids from every area. So we get students that are borderline getting kicked out of school. A lot of the students experience violence in their own lives. Obviously, they're seeing it on a day-to-day basis.
Something that I feel really strong about, that I have a lot of knowledge on one of the curriculums, is family and dating violence, because I can relate a lot to it for, you know, experiences I went through in life.
Show the kids resources so that they can go out and find ways to make things happen for themselves as well. So we're not just holding their hands. We do some hand holding, but not too much, and really show kids how to make the change on their own.
I'm not in any more trouble. It's been a while, and I hope it keeps staying like that. So that's, you know, that's what I like about the program. It teach you how to talk your way out of trouble, how to help people get out of trouble, and yeah, that's what I like about it.
And it helps me because when I first started going to this program, or before I started going to this program, I didn't think that I could make a change or make a difference by the violence that's going on in Oakland. But something that they have showed me is that it is possible. It's not going to take a day. The next day is going to take a minute or a long time. But it's possible to make change of violence and to stop the things that are going wrong and pursue the right.
All right, I was walking from my auntie house, right, off on 90th. And then when I was walking on East 14th, I heard like 6 or 7 shots. And then as soon as I got to 94th, I seen a bunch of cops right here on 94th, right? So then I walked down here because my brother usually kick it down here. So I thought he might have got shot or whatever. So then when I came here, my brother was all right, but like some of my friends got shot. Yeah, and that's what happened.
When young people have some place to go after school where they know they're safe, where they know they're welcome, and they know they're going to learn something, that standards are going to be kept high, it's got to be something that keeps them engaged and motivated. So it's got to be kind of project-based. I think programs that are project-based work the best, ones that teach them a new set of skills, and then give them opportunity to apply these skills and then complete something, to kind of reach for a goal and then succeed. I think kids don't have enough opportunities to succeed today, so whenever you kind of put them in a position where they can I feel that the young people step up and they participate.
Find the true meaning of living through divine creativity, which is the essence of individuality. Forbid stress and darkness. Eliminate fear and laziness. This is the key to be free. Don't be a slave. Don't be a slave. Don't be a slave. Look to the light to guide the way.
If I can just touch one person out throughout this play and have them leaving this play with a sense of fulfilledness that they don't need to go out and react in the way that they normally would to turn the other cheek and walk away, a lot of these problems can be avoided. A lot of these problems won't have to happen.
This is a shining example for the powers that be to say, get behind our young people, nurture our young people, invest in our young people, and you invest in a better society in the long run.
It's really powerful when you see a young person come in, not know anything about video production, and also caught up in some negative things, and then devote 12 hours a week, 8 weeks per cycle, and then just come in and put it out there that they want to be involved, and then they commit themselves, and then they succeed. They complete something.
I miss you, Loisha. Why did you have to leave me so soon? She was only 16. She had her whole life ahead of her until October 20th, 1997. Please, please, stop the killing for my cousin and all the innocent youths who are killed. Love life. Don't take life for Loisha.
Hey, welcome back to the studio. You just saw a fantastic feature on some of the concerns of our youth, but more importantly, some of the things that they're doing positively to help the situation. I want to give a big shout out to all the cast of Legacy of Loisha. I saw the show myself and it was fantastic. Today we have two great guests with us. We have Michael Torres, who is actually director of Legacy of Loisha, and we also have Jose Rodriguez. He is a peer advisor for the EOPS program in San Francisco City College. Welcome, you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thanks for being
the
here.
OPS Second Chance program.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much. I knew I missed something. I almost had it.
Second chance, a second chance.
Yeah, right.
But another cool thing out of the feature too is that beginning of the feature was actually produced by one of those programs that was featured, the East Bay Asian Youth Center. So there you go out there. You guys are probably future filmmakers, writers, sources of inspiration. Speaking of which, we've got two great ones here. So I have a question for you, Jose. I'm wondering how you got involved with the program Second Chance out of San Francisco City College.
Well, a friend of mine who was already a peer advisor in the program, we took a speech class together in the summer, and we both hooked up, and he was telling me about the program and everything, and he was actually going to transfer to university out of state, and so he hooked me up with the position because he felt me or whatever, so that's how he got me that
That's
program.
pretty empowering in speech classes. I don't know, when I first started taking speech classes, it was the first time anyone ever said to me, hey, get in front of a bunch of people and tell me what's important to you. Nobody ever asked me. I always had to do what people were telling me I was supposed to be interested in. And then one day I got up there and people were interested and they were relating to those stories. So that must have been pretty empowering for you, and you must encourage people out there to share those stories,
Exactly, like the students that we're working with, we have the camera in front of them all the time, or they have the camera, and then we're always telling them to, you got to be able to not only talk about, the things that we're doing with your people, but to other people too, and you got to articulate them and express them in ways that, not only you can understand, but other people can understand too, because we're trying to get messages out to everybody that way people can understand what we're doing and what we're trying to change. But yeah, we tell them the same thing, to just speak up and be able to articulate.
That's right. Michael, so again, directed Legacy of Loisha, and that all started from gang violence with, the daughter of Donald Lacey. Tell us a little bit about that, and tell us about, your performing arts program and how that might help some kids, stay on a positive path.
Well, sure. Well, Loisha, who was Donald's daughter, she was, this whole gig kind of started, she responded to her father, Donald, concerning the murder of one of her classmates when they went to McClymonds High School. And she said, hey, you think we can start a theater company that would like take on the subject about murder and violence over here in the East Bay? And her father was like, he's thinking it was a pretty cool idea. And then 2-3 months later, she's murdered, which it was devastating to him. Instead of him acting out, and he was approached, several times to enact, vengeance and stuff like that. He made a decision that I think was kind of courageous and would be an example, I think, for a lot of people. He chose instead to create, and he took his daughter's dream of creating a theater piece, and they called it Legacy for Louise. They formed a program called the Love Life Foundation, which was taking a lot of youth, and developing this after-school program where they were like writing poetry and stories and small plays, to speak out about what was happening in the community. All the plays together, when they stack them up, it's about this thick, and Donald just kind of rearranges them according to like where they're going. So there's several stories, and he gave the performing arts program here at Laney a certain amount of stories to work with. So
that's fantastic. Now I want to kind of open this up to both of you, but Jose, in order to make some change, we want to know, where the root of some of this is at. A lot of people want to go out there and blame video games, rap music, all kind of excuses as to why kids are out there lost and are looking for something. What do you think is parents? Does it go back to the home? Is it the parents' responsibility? Because it seems like the excuses are misguided. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I mean, we were talking in a series of workshops that we've been doing with the youth that we work with. We talked about this, and from my opinion, and also some of the things that I've heard from the other people, it's a combination of many factors. I mean, you got the easy blames, or the easy, that society puts on people. The home, all right, people just getting down in the house, the neighborhood, the drugs, everything that just, it's an easy target. And then you got to look at also what society as a whole perpetuates with, movies, music, government policy, the war, and things like that. And youth really, feel that, and they really see it, in a number of ways. They disagree with it, they agree with it, whatever. And they try to like kind of make sense out of it in their own ways, make sense out of the craziness. And a lot of times that just, it turns into like violence. And
with that, isn't it then the parents' responsibility to help them, decipher what's real, what's not?
I mean, I think Anthony and I were talking about this a little bit. You're right. There are so many different things that we can look at, like the glamorizing of hip hop lyrics is something that you hear over and over again, and you become desensitized to it. And then all of a sudden, you're saying this. Like, I came on the BART train. There was two little girls in front of me. They were like, just doing patty cake kind of stuff. But what they were singing to while they were doing that was not very appropriate for young girls to be singing. But they didn't have anyone maybe saying to them, you probably shouldn't be saying that. But I actually do think it should stay. Some of that responsibility should go to the parent, because I know that sometimes you may not be at the best school or a private school, or a lot of kids don't have the liberty of, you're being bombarded with media all the time. And it's hard to turn your TV off or stop playing video games. And I think sometimes it needs to come back to parents being strict, because to keep it in the house, per se. I mean, we were talking about how we grew up and stuff. I look at my own cousins, they grew up in the East Bay in Oakland, and they had strict parents, and that was what it was. They had to be accountable for where they were all the time, explain what they were doing, who they were with, when are they going to be home, that kind of stuff.
No, I understand that, because with some of the students that we work with, like, you see the students who have parents who are really involved, or who are really supportive, and those are the students that are the ones speaking up in front of the camera, or the ones being able to advocate for the rest of the group.
So you do see the effects of parenting, positive parenting at home.
Yeah, and at the same time, the students who are not as supportive are they're facing a lot of issues in the home too, that they're not able to be supportive.
Well, that's when they look to teachers, instructors to help guide them.
Programs.
Now let's talk about some of the budget cuts. How that may affect how that may affect some of the youth being able to get into positive programs that they're searching for. Now with performing arts, have you seen any effects of that firsthand?
Right. Had some programs?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not in performing arts. In fact, it's kind of, with us, it's on the opposite end. And then what's happening is that we're receiving more funds but it's to build on the structural end. The department itself in performing arts is incredibly small, and it's going to take us a long time to build it. I mean, presently it's really it's myself and another part-time instructor, and then we have a technical director. That's it. We're running the department.
Right.
You know, we need a costume teacher. We need all the designers, set design teacher.
Right.
We need a lighting teacher. We need a sound teacher, and a movement teacher, a playwriting teacher, and these things we don't have. It's pretty much up to myself to like do it all.
Okay.
You know, and there's only so much you can do in so much time.
Now, we were talking about parenting, Jose. What about the kids out there that just ain't got nothing to do? I mean, they got
Well, they
parents
have
at
no
home.
interest in anything.
Like,
maybe.
you know, we got sideshows in Oakland. I don't know if it goes down in San Francisco, but the origin of a sideshow was, hey, there's nothing to do. It's late at night. Hey, why don't we just all gather? And then it was kind of like when the police and you know, everybody started getting involved. That's when it started getting violent. So what about the late night activities out there for kids? I mean, should we be looking at something like that as well?
I think, yeah, definitely, because that's where a lot of the stuff happens. I mean, we just started doing the work that we've been doing this past year. We did a mural, but I'll talk about that later. And one of the goals of this is we built like a base, and we want to carry it on to the years coming up, and we want to eventually, hopefully, get our own building. And that way we can have, you know, students, like little, you know, get-togethers with the student parties, whatever, you know, little club scene, but, you know, speaking positive music and positive everything, you know, and that, you know, that's definitely needed in communities, in every community, you know, where violence is happening.
Yeah, I think a lot, we've talked before about safe places, like what is a safe place? School is supposed to be safe, your home is supposed to be safe, but a lot of times we're talking about safe places, a place where you really feel like you can just be yourself and share a story without somebody, you know, maybe laughing or being like, oh, that didn't really happen to you. It's like no questions asked. Like you come here, you can say what you want to say and turn that into something, whether it's poetry, whether it's, you know, a documentary or a mural. I'm actually really interested in hearing about what you're doing with murals.
That's right. Mural work.
I know, you want to save it for a little later. I'm trying to pull it out of you.
All right, so we started with this mural project, and you know, we started working with these students last October from City College, San Francisco. You know, the people there, the OPS Second Chance program, they let me go over here and work with these people at Downtown High School in the Mission. And so, you know, we hooked up with one of the teachers there, Miss Navarro, and you know, we started working with them, doing a series of workshops, just kind of, you know, raising their consciousness about who they are, where they come from, the issues that are affecting them in the community level and on a national level and on a global level. And then in January, they wanted to do a mural. They wanted to do a mural. So we started.
Man, I hate to cut you off, man.
That's why I wanted to pull it out of you.
They went way too fast. We're going to get some more information from him, and you guys can check us out at talkbackcentral.com. But right now, check out Charity 2. She's talking to the youth about their concerns and what they're doing positively out there and what they think the solutions are. So check out Charity. We'll be right back.
So you've seen a lot of organizations that are doing amazing work to stop and prevent violence. We're out here on the street on Grand Avenue talking to some folks, getting their ideas about what they think the root causes of violence are, and in their imagination, what kind of program would they create to stop it? Let's check it out. Hey, causes of violence among youth is?
Not having fathers in the home.
Neglectful upbringing.
Crack cocaine and other drugs.
The students in the schools that are pressuring other students to act just like them or join their gang.
What was that? Poverty?
No home training. There's definitely a lack of morals. They have been depleted, and it needs to be instilled and incorporated.
We don't have a lot of programs out here to teach us, and you know, and to send us to, and a lot of schools and a lot of places for the kids to play in.
I think it's something holistic.
That's a complex question.
Not enough activities, no programs, no social programs. I hate summer's coming because they don't have anything to do.
Talking about the root causes of violence among youth, what do you think it is?
It's the system.
What part of the system? The whole thing?
Well, hey, Bush.
Media, television, rap, music videos, you know, stuff like that.
The youth of today, they're fascinated. They're fascinated by the bling bling and
being able to communicate themselves through and then getting their needs met.
So as community members, what do you think we can do to get out there and stop the violence?
More hugs.
Come on, give me a hug. Come on. Let's start right here, brother. So you gotta walk your talk, man. Look, he's like, give more hugs, but he won't even come around the corner and hug me. See ya.
job.
People loving one another, no matter what the situation.
What do you think we should do?
To be honest with you,
You think we should march the streets and
Start the neighborhood thing and then go down to the city council, Neighborhoods in the city council and then to the state. Because it's really important. A whole generation.
It's our future.
It's our future. It's going to be a horrible world, if we don't educate our kids. We really don't.
I guess you just have to put your feet down.
we're going to talk to a kid and kind of engage him or her in like getting off the street and getting involved and having some hope, what would you say to them?
Find some motivation.
Find something that's for you, that you can kind of keep to yourself and know that it's something that you can turn to when things get hard.
Staying productive in society and staying out of trouble, and working and enjoying myself and taking care of my family.
And stay sacred within yourself.
Okay, so you heard it. More programs, more education, get the big guys out of the houses and onto the streets and see what's going on. And you know what we need to have happen? Stop the violence! Peace.
Hey, welcome back to the studio, y'all. Charity was once again shoving that mic in folks' faces and getting some good feedback.
I know, we love Charity. I know you guys have grown to love her too, but she's really great at getting out there and dispelling some myths. I know here in America, sometimes we hear these myths like rags to riches, and you're thinking, yeah, that's never gonna happen to me. But seriously, you guys, make some lemonade out of those lemons. I mean, there's programs out there, there's things that you can do.
That's right, I'm with it. And I had to cut my man off, Jose Rodriguez. He was just gonna tell us about this fantastic mural called Silence the Violence. Where's it at?
It's on Lilac, which is an alley behind Mission Street between 24th and 25th. So in the Mission, it's really easy. If you get off on BART right there, 24th and Mission, you're like hop, skip, and a jump away from the place.
Hey, go check that out. But today, I loved how we just got rid of the Bay Bridge. We threw it out of there, and San Francisco and Oakland, the East Bay, all became one. That's right.
That's right. Laney College, City College, San Francisco State. I'm a Gator. I went to San Francisco State.
And I went to Hayward, so Hayward State, East
It's all the Bay Area, you guys. We all have the same interests, a lot of love for the Bay Area, and I think a lot of us probably want the same great growth for the Bay Area.
That's right. So today we learned about a lot of fantastic programs, Youth Alive, the East Bay Asian Youth Center.
Yeah, we heard a lot about exactly programs that you guys might be interested in, and if you want to know more, hit www.talkbackcentral.com, and the links will all be there. You can get some more information too on Jose Rodriguez's mural.
That's
very exciting.
Hey, and check out Michael Torres, man. You guys will learn a lot with the performing arts program here at Laney. It's real tight from what I hear, so you learn something.
Definitely. So you guys take care of yourself and all of your cool friends out there.
And we'll see you next week.
Ciao, ciao.